As a response to the list, we as a group of young Muslim women have been inspired to identify true role models from all walks of life within our local communities and explore if such a list would be beneficial to Muslim women. This film has contributions from a variety of people, including successful career women, young people and volunteers, proving that Muslim women are rising up to all they can be, beautifully blossoming.
I'm the princess, standing out from the rest, in my national dress.
Of course it's a good idea, why not? If they have, obviously they talk about influential men, so why shouldn't they be talking about influential women in our community? Because I believe they're making a larger contribution than a lot of the males coming from our community at the moment.
I have very mixed feelings about the list. When I first read about it, my immediate reaction was, why?
I think the list is a good idea. I think it's always important to kind of bring to light people who are successful in what they do, and it's important to recognise that. But I also think that there's a lot of people who are kind of behind the scenes that often don't get recognised.
I agree that with an idea of a list simply as a way to start a discussion. I don't think any list is ever going to be truly accurate. Everyone will have different perceptions and judgments.
I agree with the list in the sense that it'll give other women inspiration and they'll be role models, but I don't agree in the sense that you can list a person's attributes or what they've achieved.
And then a couple of young people approached me and said that they would like to see me on the list.
Some young girl might look up to them and try to follow their way. It could be a good idea.
Lists are important because they empower us. But the only problems I sometimes have is that I don't think we should pigeonhole people either. So I think it's just making sure that we're very definitive about the aims of any list and ensure that it's going to be used for the right reasons and not just as a tick box exercise.
I think it is a good idea, but I'm not sure whether it's representative or not.
They saw through the list as well, and they really asked some amazing questions around, you know, is this list just about money? Is that what power is? And for these young Muslim women, they wanted a role model that was much more closer to them than somebody that, you know, is so far away from them.
People who are not as publicly exposed won't make it onto the list, and that saddens me in the sense that because they've achieved things that other people may not have achieved.
You get gratitude for it in a certain way, but then what do you do once you get this award?
I think more of it as a chance to meet lots of fantastic women, and that's what I certainly got out of it. The experience for me, the most positive aspect was definitely meeting women who I would not have had the opportunity to have come across, and just being awed by them and inspired by them, and seeing how they've managed to overcome their challenges, and just seeing them excel at what their passion is. It might be different from the thing I've chosen to do, but it's always fantastic to meet people who follow their dream.
Power, from the way I would see it, is to have enough influence within society to be able to make a difference. Now that influence, I believe, should come through respect and trust that people gain in you and in what you're able to do.
For me, power is one of the things that's a privilege. In our sector, you're working within communities and voluntary sector, I find it's a privileged position to be in where you get to advocate for other individuals.
And if we talk about just being a mother and being a husband, some people say, are you employed? And you say no, and they say, oh right, so you're a housewife. And they say, yes, I'm just at home. I don't like that expression, to be honest, the word just, because at home you can bring a generation, you can bring kids who can really serve the community.
I think power to everyone is different. People are successful in very different ways.
It's definitely got nothing to do with money. I think it's about a woman knowing about herself, knowing her strengths, knowing what she wants.
As someone who is very career motivated, who's determined to succeed.
It's more spiritual values. It's more spiritual values, it's more confidence.
Muslim women are, well, any woman actually, they're the first teachers of their children before they even get to school. So they have the capacity to shape and nurture the minds of their children, therefore their families, therefore communities, and therefore society at large.
Power can be from inside you, especially women, we need to express it more.
If you have the confidence, the strength, the spiritual and moral strength from inside, you can face any situation in life because you know there's always a being who above humanity who could help you. So the strength comes from your faith.
From a community perspective, power really means the influence that you have on the community. Because you've got to remember that the community is also something that has a large power base because it's communities that elect councillors, MPs and so forth.
I think as women, often because we do take more background roles, generally it's not always the case, that doesn't mean our contribution and influence is any less. We need lots of different people working together to make change. It's not always the people who are just seen to be at the front who are truly the most powerful, it's really the whole team effort.